So, what if you could build a whole application just by talking to it? I know, it sounds like science fiction, but today we're going to look at a tool that's making it a reality. We're talking about Google AI Studio. And trust me, it's not just changing how we write code, it's totally flipping the script on how we create stuff. Okay, this quote right here, it absolutely nails it. For what, decades now, making software has felt like, well, construction. You know, you're laying bricks, one tedious line of code at a time. This new era is completely different. It's about pure creation, about going from just a thought in your head to a real thing, like instantly.
And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, that's the old way. The nightmare of setting up your projects, those database configuration headaches, all that boiler code, it was just friction all the time. But on the right, that's the new way. A straight line from your idea to a launched app. The focus isn't on the plumbing anymore, it's on what you actually want to do.
Which brings us to this pretty radical idea. Are we seeing the end of building as we know it? And look, we're not just talking about making things a little faster. We're talking about a massive paradigm shift that kind of shakes the very foundation of how we've been making software for years.
So, this new way of doing things, they're calling it vibe coding. And it's such a cool concept. Basically, you just describe the feel, the vibe, the whole point of your application in plain English. And then a tool like Google AI Studio, powered by a beast of a model like Gemini 1.5 Pro, just translates that vibe into a real working app.
Okay, so this whole vibe coding thing sounds amazing in theory, right? But how does it actually work? Let's get past the buzzwords and look at a real-world example. This is where you can really see an idea go from just a few sentences to a fully functional app. All right, let's take a super common problem, getting data out of bank statements. The goal here is to make an app that can grab a PDF or an image, use optical character recognition, OCR, to read it, and then neatly organize all the transactions into a file. Now, normally, a task like this would take a developer days, maybe even weeks to build from the ground up. And here is the absolutely mind-blowing part, the speed. After you give AI Studio a decent prompt that outlines what the app needs to do, a working version 1 is generated. Seriously, not in weeks, not in days, but in about 60 seconds. Just let that sink in for a moment. That's the power we're talking about.
And just look at what it spit out. This isn't some simple Hello World app, It's handling file uploads, it's pulling out the data, it's putting it in a table, and it's even using the AI to categorize your spending. I mean, right out of the gate, it's already solving the core problem we wanted to fix. But here's where it gets really interesting. That first version, that's just the starting line. The real magic of AI Studio is that it's not a one-and-done code generator. It's more like a partner that you work with. You build on your app through a back-and-forth conversation with the AI.
And this timeline just shows that conversation perfectly. You start with the basic OCR in V1, then you're like, you know what would be cool? A summary section. And boom, you get V2. Then you notice a bug with the CSV export, you describe the problem, and poof, V3 fixes it. Then you think, hey, I want to do multiple files at once. You ask for it, and V4 delivers. Every single step is just a simple request in plain English. All right, this all sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? It leads to the one question every single developer is asking right now. What happens when the AI messes up? What about bugs? Does this whole beautiful process just fall apart when the code isn't perfect?
And yep, of course, a bug popped up in our example. The copy to CSV button was spitting out this jumbled mess when you tried to paste it into a spreadsheet. All the data was just jammed into one column, which made it completely useless. Total garbage. Now, normally, this is where you'd roll up your sleeves, grab some coffee, and prepare to spend hours digging through code, right? But the new way is so different. You just take a screenshot of the messed up spreadsheet, upload it, and tell the AI, hey, this is wrong. Can you make it look like this? You literally show the AI the problem.
And the crazy part? It worked. It just understood. It took the visual cue from the screenshot, combined it with the plain English request, rewrote the code in the background, and the bug was squashed. It's still debugging, but man, it feels a lot more like a conversation.
So, we've got a working app, we even fixed a bug, but an app sitting on your computer isn't much good to anyone, is it? The next step is turning this thing into a real product that people can actually use. Let's see how AI Studio acts like a launchpad for your ideas.
This right here is what you could call the holy trinity of this new workflow. Step 1, you dream it up and build it in AI Studio. Step 2, when you're ready, it's one click to send all your code to GitHub. And step 3, you guessed it,
Another click and your app is live on the internet, running on Google Cloud.
And get this, to make sure you can actually try this out, Google is basically funding your first few projects. If you're a new user, you get $300 in free cloud credits. That's a serious amount of runway to just play, build, and launch your ideas without even thinking about the cost.
And that support isn't just a one-time thing either. There are generous free tiers for all the core stuff. The Gemini API, Cloud Run for hosting, BigQuery for your data. I mean, all those walls that used to stand between a cool idea and a real-world application, they're just coming down. So when you put all of this together, the prompt-based creation, the conversational bug fixing, the one-click deployment, it really points to a powerful new way of thinking for creators and developers everywhere.
And it all boils down to this one powerful idea. The focus is shifting away from the nitty-gritty, tedious mechanics of writing lines of code and moving towards what actually matters, getting your ideas out of your head and launching them into the world.
Look, at the end of the day, this is all about making it easier for anyone to create. It's not just for expert developers anymore. So let's just forget about the tech for a second. The real question is for you. If you had the power to launch any app you could dream of in a single afternoon, what would you create?